¡Pum! Perfecto. No sé, la verdad, si están cagando a tiros por el barrio, porque estoy escuchando pum, 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 pum a cada rato. Y, y los perros, claro, están ladrando bastante por ese mismo tema. Vamos a ponerlo aquí. Me, Eso tendría que haberlo preparado. Esto acá, esto acá. Esto... ¿Dónde está? ¿Aquí? ¿Aquí? ¿Acá? Ah, esto era. Perfectísimo. Aquí. Aquí. Bien, 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 bien. Placa, placa. Perfecto, ahora sí. Podemos continuar con esta misión. Roach, ven hacia mí, por favor. Pienso que es de verdad los mosquitos esos que están acá y son del juego. Es increíble. Es increíble. Tenemos que buscar la guarida de la criatura para para matarla o lo que sea. Una boira increíble. Seguimos. Tun, 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 tun.
Our guests.
Tun, tun, tun.
Never a good omen.
Corre. ¡Ey! Nunca maté una de estas bestias, nunca, Nunca. Bestiario, buenísima. Nunca maté una de estas. A ver, es un espectro, ¿vale? Es un espectro, ok. Corre. A Roach, corre Roach, corre. Corre. Es aquí.
Sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm.
Perfecto, es aquí.
Message. Trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right.
Oh, una maldición. Claro, es verdad. Me habían dicho que estaba maldito o algo así.
Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Vale.
What a pigsty.
Oh,
Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred.
oh, allá hay algo. Buenísima. Vamos a inspeccionar todo. ¿Otra cuchara?
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Por este lado parece haber menos cosas. A ver. ¿Un libro? Diario... No, diario manchado, claro. Yo unos días sufriendo de mareo, nunca ha pasado algo semejante, los mareos no cesan, siento dolores tan fuertes, he sido un arborista, una moira repulsiva con no sé qué, bla. Para, me perdí. Cesan, una moira repulsiva, perfecto. Una maldita... Por si la duda. Tan fuerte que a veces no puedo ver, he ido al arborista, una abeja moira repulsiva, me han mirado. De romper los morros de arborista, cuando quitó los pelos de mi familia, no puedo pensar con claridad, soledad, comer, necesito comer. No hay cuchara buena, cucharas vacías, nada, comer duele, buenísimo.
Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship must have graced a rich man's table.
Oh, vale. No, pensé que habían cosas. Cuchara, buenísima.
Smashed mirror.
¿Un cuadro? Ah, no, es un
Someone
espejo.
couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
A ver, claro está. Claramente. Hay 300 bichos ahí.
No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally, still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon.
Ninguna cuchara te salvará.
Yep, just as normal as the last one. A spoon key.
Oh.
Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
A ver, nota de la cuchara. Certificado de objeto para ser subastado, una antigua cuchara. Claro, esta es la nota de otra misión y esta es bastante duradero, un ratón de verano. Perfecto.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Perfecto.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
Oh, acá hay otra cuchara más.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
¿Qué había ganado? Alguna cuchara. Llave cuchara, interesantísimo. Y varias cucharas más acá, por alguna razón. Objeto necesario para cumplir misión. Bien.
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death.
Buenísima.
None shall sit and dine with
Perfecto,
you.
eso lo vimos.
No
Muévete.
spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Oh, nota, carta. Irama es Lepsieux, pues estamos en Francia, básicamente. 3 años persiguiendo a los criminales, por eso no importa cuestión afectada a la maldición. El problema es que poco a poco después de visitarla desaparición deja de rastro. Resulta que mi sufrimiento no es culpa de un arborista, dejadla ir, por favor, que bla bla bla. Vuestro no sé qué, mejor que nadie. No voy a leer todo, solamente todo por arriba. De metal, cuchara. ¿Algo más que tenga que inspeccionar aquí? Nada, ¿no? Oh, hay algo ahí abajo. ¿Hay algo aquí? No hay nada, casi. ¿Nada más? ¿De verdad? A ver, acá parece haber algo. Pero está en la parte de abajo. ¿Hay parte de abajo? Vale, acá está. Está la parte de abajo. Dame un segundo. Que si no, soy tonto. Soy tontísimo. Vale. La mesa, esto, el fogón que está aquí. ¿El horno? Vale. Yo creo que está todo. Hacia abajo. Venga. Me cagué todo, era las... Joder, soy tontísimo.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Otra cucharada otra vez. Oh, ¿qué es esto?
Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately
Perfecto.
to lift it.
Claro, acaba de decir, no sé si les dio tiempo para leer los subtítulos, a ver, claramente no, que la criatura está afectada por una maldición de las cucharas. ¿Qué es esa cosa? ¿Qué demonios es esa cosa? Foto. Claramente. La dos. Vamos a intentar romper la maldición. Joder, pero si está asesinado con las cucharas.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Muy bien. No le dé la espada al bicho, por favor, Geralt. No le dé la espalda.
Just need a bit for Regis.
Brebaje de la criatura, perfecto.
And now we'll tend to you.
Cuatro.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Vamos a comer sin usar las cucharas, vamos a comer usando cucharas, vamos a intercambiar las cucharas. La 3. A ver, está lleno de cucharas, no vamos a usar cucharas. Las cucharas no te saciarán, dice, así que no las usemos.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
¿Oh? ¿Que siguen lo que hace? Foto, buenísima foto.
Eyes. You need to see your likeness.
¿Por qué estoy lleno de toxicidad? ¿Qué me pasa? A ver, foto, por favor.
Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
¡Ostras! Ya puedo hacer la... Ya puedo obtener la espada. ¿A dónde estás, compañero? ¿A dónde estás? Momento. Sigamos, perfecto. Todo está bien. Todo está bien. Excepto por esos bichos, claramente. Y no pueden venir acá, ¿no? Vale, son espectros, tengo que matarlos, claramente. ¡Pum! Espectros. Joder, son muchísimos, son muchísimos. Son muchísimos. Muchísimos. Mueran todas. Mueran. Es de noche, lo peor de todo es que es de noche. Buenísimo. ¿Hay un punto rojo acá? Hablo con el ermitaño y que juzgue tus hazañas. ¿Qué? Ah, estoy siguiendo, solo puede quedar uno, claro. Claro. No. Misión principal. Sigue el hedor del brebaje hacia la criatura. Me parece bien. ¿Cómo saltó así? Oh, salió un perro acá. Salió de un perro, pero pensé que estaba justo del otro lado de la pared. Pensé que estaba del otro lado de la pared.
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
Ajá.
I'll take you someplace safe.
A ver, a nuestra casa, claramente. A nuestra casita. Claramente, a nuestra casa.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Una maldición.
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Fue bastante sencillo.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Perfecto, señor. Adiós.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Nivel 50. Toma. ¿Por qué aparece una mesa acá de la nada? ¿Había una mesa acá antes acá? No la recuerdo. ¿Había una mesa acá antes? Porque yo la recuerdo.
Tasty. So wonderful. Thank you.
De nada,
I
señorita.
thank you. So tasty. Oh,
Al fin alguien me dice gracias en este juego, por favor. ¿Vamos a dormir? Hasta que sea de día, hasta las 7. Para la bonificación, básicamente. Vamos a hacer esta. Solo puede quedar uno. Vamos a... Uf, vamos a... ¿Cómo se llama? A ver, acá. ¿Qué tal? Acá no era. Ya has aplicado la bonificación máxima de cargas de bombas disponibles. Bueno. Por acá es acá. Bien. Vamos a recuperar la espada. Que la quiero. Quiero la espada. Un segundo. Tengo que sacar este de aquí. Para que solamente quede ese. Y ya estaría todo bien. Perfecto. ¡Pum! Y no me puedo teletransportar hasta ahí. Estoy bastante cerca. No debería ser una molestia. De acá sería más fácil. La cueva de Chucote. Roach. Vámonos.
Run, Roach.
Corre, Roach, corre, corre. Buenísimo. Buenísima, Roach, buenísimo. Oh, qué bonito, es increíble. Qué bonito. No es ahí, ¿no? No, no, no es ahí. Sí, 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 es ahí. Es ahí, es ahí, es ahí, es ahí. Perfecto. A ver. Señor, deme la espada. Ahí está la espada. Voy a ponerme así. Miniatura. Está perfecto. Hey, ¿qué tal, señor?
You have proven the 5 chivalric virtues dwell in your heart.
Mean the sword's mine? I can dive in and take it?
The sword deserves the hand of a master. You must prove your skills are
A ver,
worthy.
lo soy. Ostras, tiene
Combat
marcas del
atop
lobo.
the water's
Buenísima.
surface. Are you ready?
Pues estoy listo.
Anytime.
Then draw your blade.
¿Quién es usted? Joder. A ver, veneno. Ya. Vale, sí, sacó su primera espada. Veneno. El veneno sudará. Vamos. Arde. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Fueron 3 golpes solamente, ¿eh? 3 golpes.
You have proven worthy of wielding the blade. Beyond all doubt.
Oh. Es una escalera. ¿Qué acaba de pasar?
behold, your Arendite.
Potasa.
We've met before.
Certainly. The hermit admitted he knew you, remember?
The Lady of the Lake.
It is
Ostras, la dama del lago.
Forget not that you are a man right and honorable, devoted to doing good. And for these reasons you received the blade. Now bear it. And I trust this
símbolos de lobo.
time you shall not lose it.
Just wonderful.
Y me caigo al agua. Buenísimo. Logro desbloqueado, la verdad. Ah, no lo leí, qué lástima. Espada, espada, espada. Aerodonite. Cada golpe es más 86. Es una espada de plata. Buenísima. Cada golpe genera cargas que aumentan el daño de la espada en 10. Ok. Las cargas se pierden con el tiempo si se recibe daño. Una espada cargada al completo siempre inflige daño por impacto crítico. El daño aumenta en 0 hasta un máximo de 10. Dependiendo del nivel del personaje. Al matar a un enemigo con una espada de carga al completo se agota su carga. No entiendo. ¿Es una espada mágica? Es una espada mágica esta. Hace claramente más daño que esta, claramente. No lo sé, no lo sé, no lo sé. Puedo probarla. Yo qué sé, puedo probarla. Puedo probarla, pero antes quiero ver esto. ¿Puedo tener esto? Ah, un punto de habilidad más, qué lástima. Uno más, uno más, uno más. Uno más y podría poner este de cuando esquivo no reciba daño. Podría ponerlo aquí. Me gustaría uno de alquimia también. Sobredosis, el aceite aplicado. Está muy bien. ¿Esto qué es? Añade 5% de porcentaje de contraataques del tipo de monstruo que le afecta el aceite. Me parece perfecto, pero... Instinto de caza. Si los puntos de adrenalina máximo impactos... Joder, buenísimo. No creo que... Voy a probarla. Voy a probarla, voy a probarla. ¡Tum! Ah, es espectacular. Pero si es enorme. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa con esta espada? Es enorme. ¡Guau! Ahí tiene las cargas ahí abajo. Buenísima. ¿Había otra misión secundaria? ¿La Dama del Lago, decía? Sociedad, Wend, Tucson, caballero sueldo, búsqueda de tesoros. No aceptes caramelos desconocidos, la vuelta al mundo en 80 días, búsqueda de no sé qué, el experimento de Tucson. No. No. Tal vez era en personajes que aparecía. Vampiros, relícitos, ogroides. A ver, no es una bestia, así que debe estar en otros personajes. Sí, acá no está. Acá claramente no está. Perfecto. Tutorial, personajes. Acá tiene que estar por acá, por algún lado de estos. La Dama del Lago. Se contó primera vez con la Dama del Lago cuando su búsqueda había sido robada por Carmoren. La llevó en su día el brujo de crear la Dama del Lago, una especie de divinidad local. Bla, bla, bla. Perfecto. Perfecto. Bueno, sigamos con la misión principal. Ya que estamos. Pasar el trance. Vámonos. Quisiera teletransportarme. Quisiera teletransportarme, siendo sinceros. Vamos, por favor, este lago trucho. Esa pequeña subida que hay ahí. ¿Me puedo teletransportar? Cerca, en algún lugar. A ver, podría venir hasta aquí. O hasta aquí. No sé qué lugar queda más cerca. Y teletransportarme hasta acá al lado. Que me parece perfecto. Roach. Mi querido caballo. Vámonos. Y vamos a probar la espada. A ver qué tal. Es una espada mágica, ¿verdad? Sí que sí, creo que sí. Es una espada mágica. Qué bonito lugar, es increíble esto. Vale, estamos en el coso del torneo, si no me equivoco. ¿Puedo pasar por acá? Sí, buenísimo. Pensé que no podría.
Hey!
The gods have sent
¡Ey!
the prince as punishment for our sins. We have ceased to
¿Qué pasa, señora? ¿Qué le pasa? ¿Por qué gritó así? No era necesario. No era necesario en absoluto gritar así. Acá hay un corto que no llegué todavía. Acá hay otro que no llegué todavía. Todo el resto parece bien. ¿No? ¿No tengo más misiones secundarias? Perfecto. A ver, las puedo hacer, pero la verdad es que no quiero. Quiero continuar con la historia. A ver qué tal. ¿No corre, Geralt? Ah, claro, está cargando. Compañero, ya lo hice. ¿Qué pasó? Venga. ¿Eh? Acá hay cosas rojas. Acá había cosas rojas.
Kicking more eggs. Need to incinerate ash. Stench.
Perfecto, hecho. Ey, ¿por qué hay una ahí? Se supone que no debería haber. Se supone que cuando queme todo no debería haber. Perfecto. No dobles. Salta la escalera.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful. As they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Peligroso para ti.
Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Teshem Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Vale.
Tesham Mutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us. seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshem Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage, sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Teshem Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
¿Qué cosa?
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
Vale.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Teshem Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Claramente. Se llama Mutna. De noche. ¿Por qué tenemos que venir de noche? ¿Es tan bonito este lugar de día? ¿Quién me está pareciendo esto hasta ahora? Que llevo 96 horas jugadas.
We have arrived. The
Es el mejor juego que he jugado
torture
nunca.
and torment lies underground.
Ah, con solo eso yo le respondo.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
Je. Serías tú el que se ha lastimado. ¿Quién es ese?
Must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger.
¿No pueden ser bichos más fáciles? ¿Ghouls tal vez?
Beyond
¿Ahogados?
this wall lies
Ahogados no, ahogados son los de Minecraft. Los micrófagos sumergidos, eso.
Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
Hey.
How the hell?
Cigarrillos.
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms. A vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Human husbandry and care. This for real?
Cría de cuidado de humanos. Bueno. ¿En serio?
The author observed
¿Preguntó?
humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent.
Repente Teshan Munta.
Only suspect.
Lo que sea.
It's a thorough survey of the topic.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. A great many beings have breathed their last here.
La verdad es que sí. Es un lugar bastante tenebroso. Bastante tenebroso. No puedo correr, Ya no. Probablemente sí se apretó el shift. ¿No? Sí, lo sabía.
Glyphs are carved into the rock.
Oh.
Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of were what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after
¿Máscara?
destruction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Humanos en jaula frente a humanos camperos. ¿Camperos de verdad? Esa es la palabra que estaban buscando
Seems your
ustedes.
kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadloves. We both remained in this part of the world.
Acaba de pasar, ¿por qué ese ruido de repente? Transcripciones de una conversación entre maese y no sé quién. ¿Quién eres? No sé qué, ya no sabes quién es mi señor, bla 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 bla. Adiós.
Whose is this glyph?
Amarun. They ventured beyond the sea.
Whose is this glyph?
Amarun. They ventured beyond the sea.
Whose is this glyph?
Joder, otra vez.
They ventured beyond the sea.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tedet. Those who went east beyond the Blue Mountains.
And this one?
Ah, pensé
Which
que eran
tribe's this?
linternas.
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadloves. We both remain.
Joder. Los bichos.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then.
Tirirín.
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
Oh,
When I think how these tunnels got
hay
here,
algo.
send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
This'll hold. Doesn't look like anything special.
Ah, es carne, lo estoy atrayendo con carne, de verdad. Vale, por acá nada. ¿O sí? Joder, por favor. Destruye todo. Perfecto. Ya se escuchan. Se escucha que
Three
vienen.
done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Avisaréis cuando estéis listos para luchar. A ver. Necrófagos, ya. Ah, voy a probar la espada. Ahora, a ver qué tal. Ah, mira, tengo toda la armadura. De esta. Pues me la voy a dejar. Esta la voy a poner allá. Y esta la voy a poner en la casa.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do. We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent. Also, my head started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Maybe we need a safe word.
Matarlos a todos.
Something you'll say
Perfecto.
when you can't take it anymore.
And what? If you do, won't I utter it?
¿Muerto?
Don't
¿Uno?
know. Calm you down. Somehow.
¿Otro? No, ah, es un ghoul. Sí que eran espinosos.
We won't be able to. We must.
Smell the blood.
Ah, la espada se carga, es verdad, la espada se está cargando. Hace cada vez más daño, ¿no? Me imagino. Vamos, que se cargue, que se cargue. ¡No! ¡Lul! ¡Un vampiro! Vampiro, vampiro, vampiro. A ver, la espada funciona bien. Eso acaba de aprender eso. Joder. Joder, pero los destroza. ¿Qué está pasando? Otro más, otro más, otro más. No, 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 no. Ole, compañero. Vale, funciona, funciona, se vuelve loco, funciona. Esta espada está espectacular. Necesito cortarte, compañero. Y ahora a esperar que te
Need
calmes.
to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother me.
Perfecto, a esperar.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you.
A ver, sí, no puedo hacerlo, claramente. Esto es súper débil.
Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture,
What would you have done?
found Deadloff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you. The pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well.
Sí, claramente.
In that case, let's begin.
¿Y se sienta otra vez? A esperar. Joder, es el juego de la paciencia. Es el juego de ver a ver quién espera más. Oh, ¿y esa toxicidad? ¿De repente? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? ¿Por qué estoy intoxicado? Ah, vale, ahora sé dónde está.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
Vale, esto todo va viendo lo normal.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef?
Claro que sí, compañero. Está pensando en otra cosa, en un idioma que no entendemos, así que no sé qué estará haciendo.
And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh?
Tiene una polilla como adorno en el
But at
techo.
least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates. Forgive me. What?
¿Por qué? ¿Pero qué te pasa? ¿Por qué estás así? Ah, sí, perdió la mano. Vale. Este es el pasado. Claro, y como es un vampiro se le volvió a regenerar, claramente. Y tu amigo ya no está ahí. Puede ser que alguien esté controlando a este tipo. Puede ser eso.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detlef had made friends with him. Still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detlef I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Detlef. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly, the situation provoked such emotions in Detlef. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Detlef first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Detlef.
That That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad, though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
¡Hey! Nivel 51. Perfecto. 5 habilidades. Me falta una sola, ¿no? Si no me equivoco. ¿Una sola más? ¿Una sola? No, ya las tengo todas. Perfecto. Esta se considera una espada mágica, ¿verdad? Espadas mágicas únicas y de brujo. Los daños personales aumentan el 50% del daño causado por aquellas. Me parece bien. Y esta es... Cada punto de adrenalina se recibe. Y esta es las T's. Contra la habilidad llega a 0, serás invulnerable temporalmente y regenerarás un 100% de la utilidad. Este efecto... Este parece genial, pero... Pues tengo que aprender esta. Después esta. Para llegar a esta voy a tardar bastante. Bastante. Así que vamos a por esta primero. Y la activo. Buenísima. Ya no congelaré. Cuando se lanza arda 25% más de probabilidades de congelar al rival. Los rivales derribados congelados simultáneamente mueren en el acto. Los rivales que no quedan congelados reciben un daño adicional de 2962. A ver qué tal. Ah, claro, y no puedo poner esta. ¿Esta es? Todo explosivo. El escudo de Queen hace retroceder a los adversarios. Claro, este ya lo tenía, por eso lo puse acá. Pero ahora puedo poner este. Perfecto. Ahora puedo poner este. Ah, ya lo tenía acá, que es que soy tontísimo. Yo lo tenía acá, entonces ¿para qué gasté esa mierda? Modo señal alternativo. Arda golpea con todos los adversarios en un radio inferior. No, esto no me interesa. ¿Queen? Ahora estoy pensando, no lo utilizo. Hiciera todo esto, este que decía decisión. La pérdida de adrenalina al sufrir daño se reduce un 100%. Ganancia de adrenalina más 5, me parece bien. Tiro. Precisión letal. Cada punto de adrenalina añade un porcentaje de la probabilidad de matar a un enemigo al instante. Esto me parece bien. Este efecto solo se puede activar una vez cada 15 segundos. Dejar armadura. Reduce un 5% de la resistencia a la armadura. Esta es... Aumenta un 5% el daño de los ataques potentes, ganancia de puntos de adrenalina. Esto me parece muy bien. Aumenta un 2% de la probabilidad de impacto crítico. Ataques de golpes potentes. Esta ya la tengo también puesta. Este es un remolino. Esta me interesa saber cómo. A ver qué es. Esta me interesa bastante. Para la próxima a ver qué tengo. Vámonos de acá, vámonos de aquí. Vámonos. Es de día, al fin. Maldita sea. Voy a ir a casa un momento. Voy a ir a Curvo Bianco. Aquí. Para dejar la armadura y las espadas. Sí, la espada está realmente bien. Está la espada. Realmente bien, ¿eh?
Now I shall sing you a song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
¡Pum! ¡Ey! ¿Qué tal? ¿Sigue acá la mujer esta? Sí, sigue aquí. Perfecto. Pues ahora puedo poner... Lo podría poner aquí. Por ejemplo. ¡Tarán! La armadura entera. Buenísima. Y acá la espada. Esta. Buenísima. Voy a... ¿Esto no era? Me falta uno, ¿no? Sí. Voy a ponerle la espada. Debería estar acá, pero por alguna razón no está. Ah, la puse acá. Es que soy tonto. Espada felina, sí, es esta, espada felina de gran maestro. Y esta la dejaré acá. Perfecto. Me faltaría el resto de la armadura de esta parte. Lo que sea, venga, sigamos. Voy a guardar la partita. Perfecto. Y sigamos con la misión principal. Encuentra al limpiabotas de la visión. Perfecto. El limpiabotas, me parece súper gracioso. Lo que voy a hacer volver a ponerme esto y esto. Para que no se rompan fácilmente la espada y la armadura y resistir el daño. Y ¡pum! Puerto de no sé quién. Perfecto, aquí estamos.
Caught you, you little fart.
You little fuck.
So how would
Buenísima.
you explain it? Whether it pours for a week or the sun bakes our pates, we've always mud up to our ankles here.
You can't blame me for Beauclair's fickle weather.
Fickle weather! I've seen you. You empty your chamber pot in front of our shop each morn, so folks will dirty their boots, go to you to get them cleaned.
A far-fetched conspiracy theory, sirs.
I'll conspire to welt your bum with my belt. Come here.
Leave him alone.
Just who the spit are you?
Ouch.
A witcher, and I'd advise you to go back where you came from.
I thought witches defend men from monsters, not cheats from justice.
Need to talk to the boy.
You can chat to him all you like, after we tan his hide. So stand down.
Not gonna happen.
Won't it? Well, then we'll thrash you as well, which is all the same to me.
¿Por qué la gente cree que le puede ganar a un brujo? Me gustaría saberlo. ¿Por qué piensan que puede ganarle a un brujo? Ah, no puedo hacer. ¿Por qué no puedo hacerlo? Me parecería perfecto poder. Uno muerto. Perfecto, golpe fuerte. Por favor, no es complicado darle. ¿Me mataron? Me molieron a golpes. Interesante.
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
I'm investigating the beast, on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men, what are they doing?
Obstructing my investigation.
Understood. Right. A few days in the clink ought to teach them not to impede official duchy business.
No se metan con un brujo.
Come on.
Me destrozaron. Me murieron a golpes. Es la primera vez que pasa,
You're very good with your fists, sir. Wouldn't be looking for work, would you? We'd make a fine duo.
¿Eh?
Yeah? How you imagine that working?
Splendidly. That's how. I suggest a partnership, where I see to the boots while you stand guard. And as you're the stronger, come morn you take the chamber pot out and help me make mud.
Bit about the mud's true? They were right to want to box your ears.
I've got to make a living somehow, so what say you, sir? Partners?
Let me think about it. Listen, I'm interested in a certain gentleman.
Wait, wait! Before we get to talking, please, take a seat.
But my boots are clean.
In this city, no boots are clean unless they just come off my stand. A seat, sir, please. So then, who was it you wanted to ask about?
One of your patrons. Tall, elegant black frock. Not from around here.
An arrival? Indeed. I hear a faint bell ringing. A modest sum might make it sing out loud and clear.
How much?
Let's say 500 crowns.
What? Gotta be
La
kidding.
cara de Geralt, increíble.
What would you even do with that kind of coin?
Expand my venture. I'm sure you can imagine. have a proper stand with a big sign. I want a new box too. New polishes, new brushes. And if I've enough coin left, I'll buy a share in a launderer's. Get wastewater for free.
Got it all planned out.
I should think so. Capital is all I require.
No way. Not about to contribute to your shady venture. You'll tell me what you know, for free.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. As you wish, sir. I know the fellow you seek, though I don't know his name. A steady patron. Gets his boots cleaned every few days. He's very good to me. Always pays me a premium.
Know where I might find him?
No, but you could wait here. Perhaps he'll stop by.
Don't have the time for that. Sure you don't know where to find him? Or maybe notice which direction he came from?
When I clean boots, sir, I do not look up to see where folk come from. I clean.
It seems you're having a rough go of it.
Oh, you're here. Feeling better?
I am, thank you. The local necropolis. The air does wonders for me. Now, if I might intercede, I dare say I've the right question to ask. Young man, you see this vial? One drop added to your boot polish will help you wipe even the most encrusted boot clean as the dome of St. Lebioda's cathedral. With it, you will serve 3 times as many patrons at a fraction of the effort, and piles more coin. I'm prepared to give you this vial if you tell me where the man we seek lives.
But you won't hurt him, will you? The gentleman's art, true, but he's kind.
In point of fact, he's a friend. Yet we had a falling out of sorts and would like to straighten matters out.
I leave his boots at the door of a house near the port. The door is red, but I do not know if the gentleman lives there.
Worth checking. Might happen on a lead.
Would you let me scrape the dirt off your kickers before you go? With all due respect, sirs, your boots could stand a cleaning.
Thank you. Perhaps later.
Mirá mi vida, me destrozaron. Es increíble.
Handled that kid pretty well.
Finding the right approach. That's the trick to
A veces todos corren más rápido que yo. Ahora de repente frena. Es increíble, me encanta.
The right thing to bribe them
Es
with.
el arreglo perfecto.
I dreamt I was a wolf.
Cigarrillos por la ciudad. Oh, acá está.
Boot black mentioned. Won't budge.
Me olvido de usar
Gotta break
Queen.
it down.
You might just as well stand out in the street, pound on a drum and holler, "Detlef, I'm coming for you." A bit more finesse, I implore you.
Let's hear your idea.
Give me a moment.
A ver, claro, se transforma en niebla y entra por la ventana.
Nice.
Si alguien te hubiera visto,
Ever considered becoming a burglar? Skill like that'd come in awful handy.
I considered it briefly, but ultimately concluded it would be terribly dull. Come.
He here? Sense him.
No, he's not here, but he was here recently. His scent is still strong.
¿no puedes limpiar un poco aunque sea?
Let's look around.
Hay juguetes por todos lados, pero ¿qué le pasa a este tipo? ¿Qué le pasa a este tipo? Saquear, obvio. Joder. Oh, un letrero. Aviso de desahucio. Ah, debido a la imaginación, bla, 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 vale. De desahucio. Lo van a echar de acá.
Old toy. No use to anyone. Shame. Must have brought someone joy sometime.
Oh, ¿aquí hay algún libro o algo? Sí, un libro. Una nota. Carta del tendedero. Lo que sea que diga la carta. Fua. Todo esto, tantos juguetes que con solo investigar uno ya me dijo, están todos hechos. Perfecto, a subir.
Attic, let's go. So this is his nest. Need to look around.
¿Qué será esto? Una caja de muñecas, buenísima.
Nice tune.
Indeed. I'm not certain why, but it reminds me of home. Our true home from before the conjunction of spheres.
Tools were used recently. Detloff unwind by fixing toys between murders.
Really now, Geralt, must you?
Sí. A ver si es necesario, compañero. Saquear. Oh no.
Detloff van der Eretain, you do not know us, but we know you to be a vampire. We know also of your weakness for the wench they call Renawed. Now you know this. We shall chain her down and let rats feed on her. We shall flay the skin from her flesh. Yet you can save her. You need but travel to Beauclair, where you shall slay 5 men in the manner we prescribe. You must complete the killing in 3 days. Fail, and the next letter you receive will contain a memento of your failure, your beloved's finger.
There you have it. Proof positive Detlaff killed not of his own accord. A blackmailer sunk his claws into him.
Any idea what it could be? Detloff have any enemies?
Indeed. Detlaff gains foes occasionally, but they never live long.
One might have managed to evade him.
Possible in theory, but I know of none. It would have to be someone devilishly dangerous. As you well know, having faced Detlaff yourself. Whoever it is someone new.
Who's Renawed?
His one-time lover. The sole human woman with whom he was very close. Because she accepted him.
Es ella.
With her aid and care, he found a place for himself in this hostile world. She began the work that I strive to continue.
Ever meet her?
Never had the pleasure, alas. She deserted him a time before he came round to save me, though he always claimed she'd gone missing.
Why do you think that? Any signs or clues to that effect?
None to be found. Apparently she disappeared one day. Her belongings disappeared with her. Not a scenario one associates with kidnapping. In my humble opinion, she left on her own. Scared off perhaps by a bout of Detlaff's rage that revealed his other, more monstrous side.
Detlaff have trouble letting go, accepting that she'd left him?
Is that so hard to believe? Do you know no humans who've struggled with just such a thing? And Detlaff is so much more emotional than most humans. Not only was she his beloved, his lover, his mate, she was a member of his pack. And one never leaves one's pack voluntarily.
Even if Renawed did abandon him that time, looks like someone's actually kidnapped her this time.
Hard to argue with that. And hard to foresee what he's prepared to do to free her, get her back.
He's prepared to kill, that's clear.
As would you be for Yennefer. He kills for he cares for her deeply. And that blood, those individuals, they mean nothing to him.
Yeah, I get it now. He's out to rescue a female from his pack.
Exactly.
Right, so someone's blackmailing him. We know that. Still have no idea who. Need to look around some more.
Tirirín. Y sí, ¿se me deja investigar todo esto, por favor?
Woman's likeness. Bit smudged. That Renawed?
I don't know. As I said, I never met her.
Reminds me of someone.
Who?
Not sure. Can't help feeling I've seen that face before, though.
El cuervo ahí.
Look, slips of paper, name on each. Count Crespi, Count Dulac, Milton de Peyrac Peyrin, Count Delacroix.
Detlaff's victims, one and all. But that's not his hand.
Must have come from whoever wrote the letter. All of it written using the same ink. See the color? Ink was dyed with cinnabarite. Rare mineral, pretty much found only in
Nazaire. But I fear it means very little. Anyone could have imported such ink.
Fair enough. Still worth remembering.
Oh, This slip is stained.
With wine. Not much to go on either, especially not in Beauclair.
Perhaps. Yet perhaps also worth remembering.
Blackmailer. Kinda curious who it could be.
Le devolvió las palabras.
Regis.
Exactamente las
Somebody
palabras.
kidnapped a vampire's lover. Bold to begin with. Now they're forcing the vampire to kill. A vampire you yourself insisted no murderer. Blackmailer's skilled. Someone special.
Astute. Now that I think of it, I'm beginning to wonder if...
It's not one of your kind? Another vampire?
Precisely. The plot thickens.
Just a hypothesis. Wouldn't set my heart on it till we know more.
Right you are.
Let's sum up what we know. Seems Detlef's being blackmailed. Someone's been feeding him his victims' names.
All noted down using one and the same Nazari ink, and not in his handwriting.
Not much.
But enough to ascertain Detlef's innocence, clearly.
Sí.
Actually, it is. Detlef's being manipulated. Some lunatics turned him into a tool, making him kill.
So it would seem. But this illuminates a path of action for us. We must find Renowed, render the blackmail senseless. The lunatic or ticks will thus lose hold on Detlef.
That's one idea. Could be worth a shot. But what about Detlef? He gonna go on killing while I'm out searching for his lover?
He will not. I shall convince him to stay his hand. Assure him you're a friend seeking to help. I'll await him here. He's sure to return sooner or later.
Think he'll listen?
He will.
Ought to wait with you, maybe.
No, he'll sense you from a mile off. Simply fail to appear. I'd better stay alone. You must trust me on this.
Fine. Need to report to the Duchess first.
So be it. We'll await you here. Detlef and I both.
Me parece muy bien. Tirirín, sal de aquí. Pum. Informa a la duquesa de cómo va la casa de la bestia, me parece perfecto. Vamos a teletransportarnos. Nivel 52, buenísimo. Estoy mamadísimo en este momento. Mamadísimo. Porque las misiones son nivel 42 y yo soy 10 niveles mayor. Ah, increíble. Sí que dan experiencia. No me dan dinero. A ver, entiendo por qué no es un contrato. Entiendo que no me den dinero porque no es un contrato como tal. Pero, por favor, me gustaría que me den dinero, en serio. Por las misiones que hago. Aunque sea, no sé, una farsa completamente. Me gustaría. Ah, la espada yo no tengo la mejora. Solo tengo la mejora de la armadura.
Geralt of Rivia, Master Witcher.
I was not mistaken. You arrived and trouble followed soon after.
Step aside. Got a matter for the Duchess.
At last, Witcher. We've been on tenterhooks. Did you catch Milton's killer?
Case is more serious than we thought. The beast? I couldn't kill it. Didn't manage.
We sent you after a monster, and you return with nothing? We are very disappointed.
Situation's not quite that simple. Beast's a powerful vampire.
Ha! Is this a problem? Is it too much for a witcher? A monster slayer? But everyone knows how to end a vampire. Draw him by
No, eso
trick
no
into
funciona.
sunlight. Or arm yourself with ample garlic and drive a stake through its heart.
Garlic's useless against vampires. Sun and stakes don't hurt him either. Those methods, pure invention. Only work in legends and fables.
And buckthorn? When I was a child, Grandmama Ademarta always claimed buckthorn drives off vampires.
Silver sword's your best option for keeping them at bay. But it won't get the job done, because only a higher vampire can truly kill another of its kind.
Excuses. Ha! Your Grace, I shall assemble a battue. Bring the matter to its end at once. The Witcher need but tell us where to find this monster.
Go ahead. Send them to their death. Certain death.
To a lone Witcher, perhaps. To 40 of my men-at-arms, but another skirmish.
40, 50, 100? Doesn't matter. won't make any difference against him.
You have not seen my guards' men in action.
Can they fight fog? Hit a target that moves faster than the wind?
How? What creature can do such things?
Creatures like this one. Higher vampires, we call them. Each one's a little different. Unique or exceptional, you might say. Some transform into giant bats. Others communicate with animals, command them.
Yet all are still brainless beasts.
Dead wrong. Thinking of lesser vampires. Alps, Ekamaras, Catechans, for instance. They're ruled by instinct, sure. Attack anything that smells of blood. Higher vampires? They think. They employ reason.
Monsters driven by reason. A curious contention. What, then, do you intend to do?
Cazarlo.
It's way beyond being some monster. This is a powerful being that's walked the world for centuries.
Yeah, impossible. If so great is their power, why have they not killed or enslaved us all?
Don't usually meddle in our matters. Mostly stay out of our way because they don't care about humans one way or the other.
And they do not fear we shall wipe them out one day.
They'd probably be pretty amused if you asked them that. They're well aware of their strength.
Then what can we do? Do you have a plan?
Try to talk to him. That's our best bet.
I cannot believe this. Her Grace summons a witcher to kill a monster. Instead, he wishes to chat with it.
Know what I'm doing. His lover was kidnapped. He's being blackmailed.
Blackmailed? Be so kind as to explain how a vampire might be blackmailed.
Higher vampires? They're like us, motivated by emotions, not instinct. Not only are they intelligent to an extreme, they're emotionally rich, capable of feeling many things, even love. This one fell in love with a woman, a human, and he'll do anything to keep her from harm.
You do not, I trust, suggest we let Milton's killer go free. Or wait until it murders again. We must render it harmless as quickly as possible.
Which is why that's my aim now, to prevent further attacks. Vampires only half the problem. Blackmailers at fault chiefly. Kidnapped the woman to control the vampire.
And what do you propose to do?
I'll find the blackmailer, free the vampire's lover.
You were to destroy him, not help him.
No one else should die. That's most important. Soon as the woman's safe, he'll have no more reason to kill.
I admit to being swayed, Witcher. You may be right. Do you know anything about the blackmailer?
Got one lead. A few scraps of paper. Blackmailer wrote the names of the vampire's victims on them. One of them stained. A drop of wine, looks like. So damn little to go on.
You've no idea how wrong you are, my dear. Send for the ducal sommelier. Hop, hop! In Tucson, wine is sacred. Here there is no such thing as a drop of wine, or stains therefrom. They are stains from a drop of Estest, Hervelus, Fiorano.
En Francia el vino sagrado. Me parece perfecto esa
Witcher, show him the
esa aclaración en este juego. Me parece perfecto.
Benoit, can you determine which wine made this stain?
Yes, yes. The west bank of the Saint Retour. That's rather obvious. Aged in barrels of Beauclair oak. Hue, deep burgundy. Clarity, high. It's simple. Saint Real, the 1269 vintage.
That's impossible. The wine is produced at Castel Revello, especially and exclusively for the ducal table.
Oh?
Perhaps some Sonreal was stolen. We must go to the vineyard, see if there's not been an incident.
Saint Real. Never heard of it.
It's highly unlikely you've ever had a chance to partake of it. As I said, it is only ever served to the ducal family.
Didn't stop it from ending up on that scrap of paper. Unless your Grace's sommelier is mistaken.
In matters of wine, Benoit is never mistaken. If he says it's Sonreal, it is Sonreal. We must ride to Castel Revello at once. Discover what has happened.
Wait. Your Grace wants to go with me? Out of the question.
I hope you do not suppose we will sit on our ducal hiney and do nothing while our duchy is in grave danger.
Your Grace, what you propose is far too dangerous. The Witcher should go alone.
It pleases me to see you gentlemen finally agree on something. But I've made my decision. We shall go, accompanied by the best possible escorts. You, Captain, and Geralt. We will travel incognito. We've no wish to give the court any reason to gossip. For the duration of this mission, I release you from your obligation to adhere to court protocol. In short, from now on, I am Anna Henrietta, not your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace. Witcher, are you ready?
Sí, lo estoy. Vámonos.
Yeah, ready to go.
Excellent. Give me a moment. I must don something more appropriate and concealing. Then
A
we
ver,
will
sí,
be off.
si vas así, la verdad es que te van a descubrir muy fácilmente. Bueno, son a caballo. Es un tiempo de carga, claramente, creería yo. Poco después. A ver, le tuve que hacer una foto sí o sí, por favor.
This vampire, have you ever faced its sort before?
I have.
How did it end? Did you kill it?
Didn't have to fight him. Hadn't killed anyone.
Geralt! Why do you flee?
Witcher, come back! You're to protect Her Highness!
Have
Joder.
you ever heard of anyone defeating such a vampire?
Know of a man who defeated one, sure, but he didn't manage to kill it. Ultimately, only another vampire can kill a vampire.
A ver si vamos así. Vamos a estar todos en la misma velocidad. Escolta a Ana al castillo de no sé quién. Me parece perfecto. Debería ir.
Panthers have attacked the wagon. We must help.
Salvo a estos tipos de las panteras, me parece bien.
Save us!
Oh no, yo no las congelo, es verdad. Alto. Vamos a congelarla mientras tanto.
It's done.
Hecho.
Time to move on.
If not for you, we'd have been done for.
Or fortunately
Thank you.
happened by.
You saved our lives.
Hooray!
Vámonos, Roach. Vámonos. Y para allí. Eso
Tell me
es.
more about this vineyard. Castel Revello.
It's the best in Ortusa. An old master of the winemaking trade runs it. Fabrizio
Por un momento pensé que había dicho Artusa en vez de
has
Tusan.
held his
O sea,
post for years. There's an effort in
Artusa,
progress.
el lugar de, de los
I
hechiceros.
wish to know your thoughts, Geralt.
Qué raro, digo.
The Sonreal stain, how did it wind up on the paper? Is someone from the vineyard blackmailing the vampire?
Could
A ver,
be a
puede ser.
servant. Could be the steward. Could be the wine was just stolen from the estate.
We shall know when we arrive. It's not far now.
Vámonos. Toc, 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 toc. Ah, no puedo correr acá. Ah, sí, puedo correr. Perfecto. Perfecto, perfecto.
Captain de la Tour, we did not expect any visitors from the palace. How are affairs at court?
Doubtless you've heard of the Beast of Beauclair. Well, we've our hands full. Especially since the rogue last attacked in the palace gardens.
I trust Her Illustrious Highness was not harmed.
Kind of you to ask, Master Fabrizio. I am well.
Fabricio.
Your Grace? We were not warned. I shall order the salon prepared at once.
That won't be necessary. As you can see, we are not here on an official visit.
Naturally. Might I ask then what has brought you to Castel Ravello?
This is an inspection. We've got questions. You'll answer them.
Oh, and who are you, sir, to speak to me this way?
A Witcher.
This is Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher. He has come to Toussaint
A
on
Witcher.
my personal invitation.
Witcher en el acento francés.
Which is to say,
I expect you to treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course, Your Grace.
Did you hear that, Witcher? Fabrizio will be delighted to answer your every question.
Want to talk about Saint-Réal?
I am at your service.
The Saint-Réal. How many vineyard workers have access to it?
One might say only I do.
Not like you make the wine all alone. At least a dozen others work here.
I see you've little notion how wine is made. Grapes travel a long road before they become Saint-Réal. The workers assist me only to the stage of fermentation. I see to the maceration personally and let no one near the fat. Workers, again, assist me during barreling, but then I seal the aging barrels myself, each and every one. The wine lies in the cellar, gains character. Once this process is complete, it becomes Saint-Réal. And as it happens, only I have the key to the cellar in question.
Muy bien. ¿Cómo se transporta el vino de acá?
Who hauls the barrels to the palace?
We've our own garrison. Guards who have served here for years and would answer with their heads for the wine.
We'll not get anywhere asking questions, I see. It's a waste of time.
Your Grace? How am I to understand this?
Master Fabrizio, we have proof someone's gained access to Saint-Réal. Someone who should not have, which means one of two things. Either you lie to our face, or you are an idiot who has had wine stolen from under his nose and not even realized it. In either case, you shall answer for it.
But...
Silence! And listen. I shall inspect the barrels in person, thus giving you time to reflect. When I return, I expect to hear answers. Remind me, where is the Saint-Réal stored?
In the main cellar, around the corner. I'll show you.
I shall find it. Give me the key to the cellar and wait here.
Oh, of course, Your Grace. Here it is.
Come, Witcher.
Quería hacerle las tres preguntas, pero bueno, se ve que no importaban. Importaban en blanco.
He has his flaws, but I would never suspect him of such a thing. He's been very loyal. He owes all he has to me. His father frittered away the family fortune. He left his son an encyclopedic knowledge of wine. That is all. Fabrizio lived as a beggar until I appointed him steward of Castel Ravello. Only then did he come into his own.
Se agachan todos. Perfecto, hemos llegado. A ver, vino incógnito, pero la reconocen todos, o sea, es medio... No estoy escuchando nada, así que esto va a estar bien. Registro la bodega con Ana, perfecto. Ven, ¿hacia dónde? ¿Hacia acá primero? Perfecto.
So where do we start?
Let us see if all the barrels are present. Here's the inventory ledger.
Registro, perfecto. Volumen de cosecha, no sé qué. Oh, breve historia de no sé dónde. Acá, Tufland, Van der... Ah, es la carta que le dejaron y el tipo este. Vale. Ah, tengo que preguntarle el registro. Claro, tiene sentido, si no, ¿cómo voy a saber? ¡Pum!
Vintner's log. Fermentation completed with no complications. tapped above sediment line. Here it is, barreling. Everything lines up at first glance, neatly and thoroughly documented.
Then we must follow our other lead. Benoit said the stain came from the 1269 vintage. Let's find it.
Tirirín. Esta no es, ¿no? Si no me equivoco, esta no es. Pero ya la había visto antes. 1629.
I like it, quite dry.
An excellent wine. You've good taste.
Es cosecha.
Est. Think everyone and their mother's heard of this wine.
Among the best in the world.
Y este tendría que ser este entonces. Pomio cosecha 1273.
Got Pomino over here.
Historia es buenísima. Cosecha 1269. ¿Qué es este? Pero es cosecha. Claramente ese. Es cosecha. Ah, este no lo leí. Foriano cosecha 1272. Este no es.
Fiorano. Dandelion's favorite. Adores it.
Ah, yes.
Ah, ahí arriba.
Sophisticated palate of his.
Claro, ahí arriba. Sagreal, es este que está acá.
Sanreal. 1270 vintage.
That's the wrong year. Keep looking.
Sí, no sería incorrecto. Aquí no hay nada. No se ve nada, Está mejor, por favor, que sea un poquito aunque sea. No hay nada. Acá hay algo. Por favor, robar. 1, 2, 6, 8. Un año menos.
Barrels are dated 1268.
Close, but not quite the right year.
Que sí, solo que me caí, señorita. Dame un segundo. Va a ser el último que está aquí. ¿Me deja pasar? Sí. Va a ser el último de todos, como siempre. Es este que está acá, claramente.
Right here. 1269. What now?
Let's see if any barrels are empty.
Wanna open them?
For now, a knock will suffice. If you hear a hollow thud, we will have found what we seek.
Perfecto.
Full.
¿Ella también golpeó o qué?
Full. This one's full too.
Joder.
Full.
¿Otra vez lleno?
This one's full too.
Joder, el último de todos va a ser.
Looks like all the barrels are full.
No, están todas llenas.
Dead end, I'm afraid.
Full they are. The question is, are they full of Sanreal? Grab a tap and a hammer. We shall open them one by one and taste.
Ready. We can start.
¿Era el martillo y no sé qué dijo? Ah, no, están arriba, ¿no? ¿Verdad? ¿A que sí? Que sí, tonto, y están acá.
Ready?
Step aside.
So?
Those hints of spice. Distinctive. This is Sanreal.
Dale, prueba todos. Prueba todo a ver cuál es y cuál no es. 1 a 1, señorita. No. Perfecto. Todos. El que es. El segundo era. Vale.
Revolting, bitter plonk.
Could have gone sour while aging.
Impossible.
Así no funciona el vino.
This is not wine. This is contaminated refuse that should never have made it into a barrel. The fact that it did was no accident, I'm sure.
Master Fabricio. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Master Fabricio, I am very disappointed.
But, Your Grace, I...
You are a step away from losing your head. Speak the truth and you might yet keep it.
I admit it. I sold a barrel of Sonreal. I beg you to forgive me.
Why did you do it?
I couldn't resist. The sum they offered, it was enormous.
Enormous.
Is what I provide not enough?
I wished to buy back my family's estate. For here, nothing is truly mine. I've a roof over my head, ample food to eat, but what is a nobleman without land of his own? I shall tell you everything, if you agree to show me mercy.
Who do you
Vamos a ser un poquito, vamos a ir directos.
Weeks past at the pheasantry, a rich nobleman approached me. He called himself a diplomat, well connected at court. He suggested we embark on an enterprise. Some of his clients had offered dizzying sums for even a drop of Sonreal. He was to serve as intermediary.
This man's name?
He never revealed it. He was tall, black-haired, and spoke with a foreign lilt. He claimed to hail from Sintra.
I've no Sintrin aristocrat at court.
Really thought nobody'd find out.
I was a fool, very foolish. I beg you, Your Grace, you must forgive me.
Wine itself, how'd you hand it over?
We met under the cover of darkness in the ruins of Fort Astre. A dozen or so men came to collect. Armed men, the kind that stink of trouble. I had hauled the barrel there. They transferred it to their cart, and we went our separate ways.
That's it? That the last you ever saw of them?
That is to say, a few days passed. A messenger arrived. He said they wished to buy another barrel and, well, I've prepared it, have it ready to deliver.
That's enough. Know all we need to know.
Your Grace, I beg your forgiveness.
Get out of my sight. Captain, have your men take Master Fabricio to the dungeon. He must answer for his crime. High treason the charge. What now, Witcher?
We set a trap. Need to catch the wine thieves. Cintrian Noble could be our blackmailer. Next, transport. I'll take it to Fort Astra. Damien and his soldiers will cover me.
For once, I agree with you. We will do as you say. Let me know when you are ready.
Estoy listo ya. Vamos ahora.
See no reason to wait. Let's get going.
We will set out now. Position ourselves before you arrive. You'll take the cart and meet us there.
Fine. When the handoff begins, watch for my signal.
Perfecto, he llegado. Sigue siendo de noche. ¿Cómo me molesta que sea de noche? De día se ve tan hermoso. De noche no se ve nada directamente, pero nada. A ver, claramente son ustedes.
Our favorite vintner. Not him.
Oh, cómo los voy a destrozar, va a ser increíble, no tenéis ni idea. Joder, son 300. Son 300, increíble. Joder, explotaron todos, es increíble. Tienen veneno, o sea, debería estar bien. ¿Faltan para? Faltan 2. Buenísima, uno muerto, falta uno. Perfecto. Hecho. Bien hecho.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but...
Great shot. Good thing you reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
At your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Al jefe, ¿no?
Ask him a few
Claramente.
questions. Come on.
Witcher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
¿En qué?
Well, had no reason to trust me, and I didn't do much to change that.
True. You are not the most endearing of men. At any rate, I see the effort you put forth. And I appreciate it. Let us go to her grace. She awaits nearby.
Wait, she here?
I hope you did not think I would leave this to you alone, especially when every hour could prove essential. This prisoner of yours, bring him to me. We must ask him some questions.
¿Por qué está aquí? Ay, no el jefe, ¿por qué no el jefe? Hubieran atrapado al jefe, literalmente estaba sentado encima de todo y era el más distinguido de todos.
Captain, do the honors.
Who sent you?
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother.
Once again, who sent you?
Your nun's lover.
Tengo Axia.
They call it...
Wait. If he doesn't wish to speak, he needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain the Witcher will need bait to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Gran idea.
Sure can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. But I'll see to that.
What? No. Crikey, no! Don't let him!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long night ahead of you.
No! Don't let him! I'll talk!
Barrels. Where were you gonna take them?
I don't know.
Captain, need that rope after all.
I truly don't know. Hornet's the leader, only he ever knew where to go. But he lies over there, dead. That one. The first barrel went to a warehouse at the port. But where this one was bound, I don't know. I speak true. You must believe me.
A ver, podría usar Axia, pero por una razón no lo utiliza.
He'll kill me.
Ought to be worried about me right now. Who is he?
Go on, man. Spit it out.
The Cintrian. That is what they call him.
Cintriano, buenísima.
But I know he mustered the men for this cake.
Debe ser uno de Sintra.
That's what they
Claramente
say.
Sintra ya no existe, creo. Creo que en este mundo Sintra ya no existe. O si existe, fue rematada por Nilfgaard. Así que digamos que Sintra es otra parte de Nilfgaard.
Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there. Captain, we ride to town. Gather your men and seek out the Cintrian. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll report to the palace as soon as I learn anything.
I shan't return to the palace. Our mission has not yet ended. The Witcher and I will await you at the guard post near the port.
Vámonos.
Let's go to town.
Nivel 53. Perfecto.
He's late.
Relax, he'll come.
There's something I'd like to know. How can you be so damned calm?
Side effect of my mutations. We Witchers rarely get the jitters.
What if something has happened to him?
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
A ver,
Still
puede ser un
don't know
intermediario
the
solamente.
Cintrians behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Cintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity. Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Perfecto, aquí está.
Captain, why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Cintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man.
Los
Bandits
Hans.
attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
No, a ver, no sería la primera vez.
Used to it. Not the first time I've been hunted.
Must you always? Now, the port warehouse where the wine was delivered, we identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer? I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted, fairy.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
Mandragora.
Mandragora. What's that?
Mandragora.
Club, an affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I. In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very
Que yo sepa hasta ahora, ninguna reina
Geralt, you
se
must
había metido
don
tanto en algo.
appropriate attire.
Tal vez sea ella.
Then meet me in Oatville in Mountebank Alley.
Y apagó la vela. Ese detalle es buenísimo. Otro atuendo que Ana Eret te considera apropiado para la velada. Me parece bien. A ver qué tal. Sí, porque no voy a ir de brujo. Literalmente tenemos que camuflarnos.
Long live our lady.
Greetings.
Saludos. ¿Se supone que está cerca? Sí. A ver, estaría bien, pero los voy a destrozar en cualquier momento, así que... Realmente ustedes no suponen ningún problema para mí. Ninguno. Tengo que dar toda la vuelta, ¿verdad? Puerto de Boulevard. ¿Por qué es de noche en este lugar? A ver, claramente la fiesta va a ser de noche, así que por eso no me molesta no hacerlo de día. Porque en cuanto llegue allá va a ser... Oh, no, es de noche otra vez. Y claro. ¿Así? ¿Para qué? Oh, un caballo. No es acá arriba, ¿no? ¿Es por abajo? No, es por abajo. Y aquí. Venga. Hey, ¿qué tal? Cordel, saquear, linajes, perfecto. Saquear. Del algodón. ¿Acá me puedo vestir? Ok, tengo que hablar con usted. Pierre. ¿Qué tal?
Sacre bleu. It's a crime. You're from the north, that's painfully clear.
Excuse me?
There is no excuse. There is but the need to outfit you anew. My salon stands open. Please come in.
Eso estoy adentro.
All jests aside, let me see what you got in your wardrobe.
I'm more than willing, sir.
A ver, ¿qué tiene? La máscara de lujo otra vez. La máscara de lujo, buenísima. A ver. Jubón elegante de... no sé de dónde. Jubón elegante de cortesano. Este parece interesante. Joder, no tengo dinero, No tengo dinero. Pantalones elegantes de... Esto puede ser interesante. A ver, no tengo dinero. Necesito. 230. Serían 330. Estos 600 y algo. Vale. Adiós.
Thanks. Think that's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir.
Perfecto, significa que tenemos que hacer misiones. Bien. Hacer esta posición de caballero. Me parece muy bien. Y vamos a hacer de día, claramente. Claramente tenemos que hacer de día. Vamos a teletransportarnos a casa primero. Vamos a tener todas las cosas de vuelta. Aquí. En casita.
Nice tune.
Bonita melodía. ¿Ja? No hay nadie en la calle a esta hora. Me parece genial que no hayan humanos en este momento. Ah, ¿ya te pusiste bien?
I do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect to be paid. Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh, yes, I feel my strength returning thanks chiefly to Barnabas Basil's care.
Horrible ordeal you endured. Glad I cut it short.
Yes, years of suffering. You know what was worse than the hunger? Watching my loved ones, my children grow old and die. All my family's long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past. I fear I've nowhere to go.
A ver, puedes quedarte aquí.
This is a big house, big estate. You can stay here.
Truly? I could never infringe so on your hospitality. Yet,
Yeah.
after all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food
Podría
that
ser mi cocinera, qué sé yo.
nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
Don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier. Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables for my diary. I never wed, so they remained unclaimed. These baubles are no use to me now, but to you, well, perhaps let them be a token of my gratitude.
Me parece bien.
If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies hidden in a barrel in the cellar. There are several barrels.
Joder.
You must give each a knock until you find the right one.
Do just that. Thanks. I'd never expect someone with your past to feel drawn to the kitchen.
Do you fear I will cook in your home as I brewed as a white?
Counting on you having slightly better taste as a human.
Of that, you can be sure. I loved cooking, even as a child. My gran was a true master in the kitchen. Her spit-roasted oaks was famed throughout the land.
Thought you were a lady, owned an estate.
Do you mean to say a woman of my rank should have had a cook? You're right, of course. And I had the best of cooks. But I devised the dishes myself. They only prepared them.
Vale, interesante.
You sure you don't feel lonely out here?
I cannot say yet. Too little time has passed since you freed me of my thrall, but somehow, for now at least, I do not feel drawn to the city, to others.
Visited others' homes as a white.
Yes, but ever at night, when all were asleep, I went in search of spoons.
Remember, you can always change your mind. Decide you've lived here long enough, just say the word.
I'd never wish to seem ungrateful.
And I'd never want you to stay against your will.
Cuídate.
See you later.
Take care, Witcher. And remember, you always have warm food awaiting your return.
Tererén. Vamos a seguir esta misión. Ya que esta señora nos dijo que lo hagamos. Extinguir, mira, puedo comer y todo eso. Tengo... ya no reiré. Perfecto. Tengo algo para colocar aquí. Tengo espadas inútiles, perfecto. Las podría tirar a la basura, me parece muy bien. Vamos a hacer de día. A las 6. Perfecto, corre, guerra, sal de acá. Está todo perfecto, me encanta. Hay dos de ustedes. Está usted, usted y usted. Porque hay tres, no lo entiendo. Quisiera tirar a la basura las cosas, pero no quiero dejarlas acá. Quiero dejarlas en medio de mi casa. Así que vamos un poco lejos. Aquí tal vez. Acá va a estar bien para tirar las boludeces. Creo que sí. Ven, vamos a tirar las tonterías. Fuera, 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 fuera. Fuera y fuera. Perfecto. Tengo un alijo. Podría dejar estas tonterías en el alijo. Podría hacerlo. Sí, vamos a dejar las cosas estas en el alijo. Ey, que soy su dueño. Literalmente, todo este lugar es mío. Este lugar entero es solamente mío. ¡Ja! Un gato. Placa. Siempre he volvido que mi habitación está acá al lado. No necesito dar tanta vuelta. Perfecto, ya estaría. Listo. 163, ¿cómo es que tengo tantas cosas todavía? Ah, Sardinilla, ¿tienes esto todavía? Trofeo. Ah, tengo tonterías acá. Jamás tonterías todavía, no puedo dejar esto acá. Interesante. No puedo cambiar este dinero. Cucharas, ¿para qué sirve todo esto? ¿Se puede desmontar o vender? A ver, sal de acá, sal de acá. L, a ver si puedo desmontarla. Yo que sé, inventario, mapa del mundo, misiones, personajes, meditación, bestiario, tutorial, personajes, libros. No. Voy a tirarlas también a la basura. A todo. Ah, acá puedo colgar esto. Colocar, no tengo ninguno. No tengo ningún trofeo. Ninguna estatuilla como las que tengo acá. Que vamos a tirarlas también. Ja, ¿qué les parece mi trujo? Soy un brujo viviendo en un lugar. Vamos a dejarla más allá adelante también. Vamos. Justo aquí. Y nunca voy a estar, así que este va a ser un lugar perfecto. ¿Las cucharas dónde están? Cucharas, 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 perfecto. Dale, la R. Esto no, esa idea, esa no era, pero lo que sea. Perfecto. ¿Por qué tengo ahora menos peso que antes todavía? ¿Es por esto? ¿Es por esto? No entiendo. Ahora vamos a aumentar ARD, por favor. En las manos ahora tengo de ARD 98% probabilidades de desequilibrar. Esto me parece excelente. Es muy complicado en este momento que no caigan al piso. Quisiera poner una de Igni para que tenga más probabilidades de... Más probabilidades de incinerar. Me parece genial. Pero bueno, por ahora vamos a teletransportarnos a otro lugar. A hacer esta misión. Y después de esta misión lo dejaremos. Perfecto. Ah, estoy acá en la... Ah, es verdad. La casa. ¿Por qué hay un punto rojo ahí? No tiene sentido. A ver. Lo voy a tener que abrir con... Con la llave... A ver, claramente ahí hay un bicho. Es una Kikimora, puede ser. A ver, saquear. Palabras sabias sobre las maldiciones de las bestias. Introducción a las maldiciones. Vale, no lo leeré.
Might want to look around some.
Estoy escuchando, pero no sé dónde. Vamos a encender por ahora las... Esta antorcha que está acá, por lo menos para que se ilumine algo. Que yo tenga que hacer nada. A ver, pum, cucharas.
Strange.
LOL.
That's awful pretty. It'll look great in the house.
Ah, esos son tesoros. Ah, ya está, lo encontré. ¿Lo encontré de verdad? Lel. ¿Y acá qué habrá? No me jodas. Ah, vale, pensé que se había salido el juego. Era simplemente que tenía que darle clic. Necesito una llave. La llave que tiré claramente. ¿Verdad? ¿A que sí? ¿La tiré? ¿La cuchara llave? ¿O esta es la cuchara llave? ¿Palanca? No, esta es la cuchara llave. Llave cuchara. Qué raro, pensé que con eso podría abrir la puerta. Qué raro. Estaba seguro, ¿eh? Estaba seguro que podía abrir la puerta con eso. Perfecto, ya salí de aquí. Ahora pienso, ¿por qué la señora no vive aquí? ¿Por qué? No sería difícil. ¿Estoy diciendo que vaya por ahí por alguna razón o que tengo un teletransporte acá al lado? ¿De verdad? Vale, lo que diga el juego. Necesito dinero. Tengo 612. Tengo exactamente lo que necesito, me falta un poco más. Creo que me falta un poco más. Creo que podría vender algo. Acá está, este. ¡Pum! Puedes realizar un guardado rápido pulsando la tecla F5. Sí, ya lo sé, gracias. Vámonos. Claro, sí, creo que necesito más de... A ver, las botas puedo dejar... Las botas puedo dejar estas... Puedo dejarme estas botas, sinceramente. A ver cuánto dinero necesito. Usted, señor. Aquí está. Perfecto. Primero. Esto. Esto. Ah, me falta dinero. Qué lástima. ¿No te puedo vender nada, de verdad? Ah, te puedo vender estas cosas. Me parece bien. Esto. Perfecto. Y me compro uno de estos. Elegantes. Ni guardianos. A ver, vamos a ponernos esto también. Perfecto. Ya estaría. No tengo dinero ya. Por favor, páguenme.
That's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir.
Perfecto. Los guantes me los voy a dejar porque los guantes puedo usarlos. Nah. Vámonos. ¿No puedo subirme a caballo o no puedo subirme a ese caballo exactamente? A ver, podría teletransportarme, pero la verdad es que estoy realmente cerca, así que no creo que sea necesario.
Dark secrets takes you from a fairy tale,
Tac. Vamos. No fui para casa, maldita sea. Bueno, vamos a terminarlo yendo a casa. Perfecto, es aquí. Fuera. Perfecto.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Poco después, a ver, claramente tenía que ser en la noche.
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but... just one other detail. Here, put it on.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Tiene sentido.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
A ver, estaba claro. Yo estoy acostumbrado a esto. Creo que esta es la cuarta o tercera. Esta es la tercera o la cuarta fiesta a la que me hace ir este juego.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond.
Perfecto.
Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. You would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belont.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Muy bien.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri Orchid.
Sí,
Let's
tiene
look
sentido.
for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Tirirín. Opcional. Participa en los entrenamientos de la velada. Lo haré.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs, cast them at the canvas.
¿Qué tengo que hacer? Coge unas cuantas bolas de pintura.
Good folk, yet anyone can be an artist. Even
Vale, ¿qué tengo que hacer?
Require a shooting tire of these hues. Drop them in the pail and grab a different array.
¿Qué tengo que hacer?
Come, let's look in the alcoves.
Lanza la bola de pintura para sacar al artista. Llevas dentro, ¿de verdad? Ah, tengo que hablar con él. Ok. Ey, usted. Ah, no, acá no. ¿A dónde? Ah, acá, tengo que lanzarlas. Nunca las lancé. ¿Quiere quitarse de ahí? Por favor. Por favor. Ven, ven. Ven, quítate de ahí. Gracias. Perfecto, de mano amarilla para poner acá. Tengo que poner 15. Tengo que hacer varias. Queda una de estas. Perfecto. No sé por qué hago esto, sinceramente, no tengo ni idea.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines. To vines and to wine! Voila!
Hecho.
Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The
¿De verdad? ¿Tan
continual
sencillo?
battle between good and evil, and defiance.
¿Beber?
Oh,
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
careful. It packs a pretty powerful punch.
Joder,
Built up a
sí que
pretty
lo hace.
powerful resistance.
Exceptional true.
Joder, sí que pega. Ah, ya está. Interesante. Oh. Tirar. ¿Qué te tirar? ¡Ostras! Interesante. Interesante cuanto menos. Está bueno, estuvo bueno. A ver qué hacen acá. ¡Ostras!
Yeah, we'll see.
About to burst from a surfeit of beauty. Welcome.
Fine.
Encender.
Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things. Ah, how beautiful.
Espera que estén todos, señorita.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them bring the dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Joder. Ah, no puedo pasar por debajo de él. Interesante. Vale, no puedo pasar por debajo de él. Solamente me queda la misión principal, pero... A ver. Qué grande este señor, por favor. Perfecto, sigamos con la misión principal. Fragmento del guión de una obra de teatro. El brujo enamorado. Buenísima. Gracias a los dioses, la luna pasó no sé qué, ¿verdad? De hecho, brujo, hombre lobo. Hija de molinero. Buenísima. Ahí no va a haber nada. Aquí tal vez sí. No hay nada. Interesante. Nada. Debe ser en la parte de arriba, ¿verdad? Aquí sí. Oh, acá hay algo.
Do not disturb. Shoo!
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Bueno.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself
Ana Henrietta,
used you to
literalmente.
paint her portrait once.
Sí, sí, estamos en Francia.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend Her Illustrious Highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintrian Noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
No lo eres.
It confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Oh?
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Por favor, señor. Que está moviendo la boca solamente y la boca ya la tiene pintada. Vale, tengo que encontrarlo acá. Saquear, buenísimo, por aquí, por aquí. Ah, para explorar las mesas de los aperitivos. Interesante. Ninguno de ustedes, al parecer.
I shall go. Or perhaps I won't.
Acá está la carta, perfecto, justo estaba atrás de este tipo. Oh, mira, no te muevas, bla 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 bla. Corazón, tuyo por siempre, Fabián, interesante.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flitting
Y la lee
across
ella,
the
bien.
firmament of my life. Trickly refuse.
Oh. Primero esto. La consensualidad de Edward, bueno. Los primeros pasos de Matilda, interesante. El nacimiento de Ludwig. Ok. Tengo que investigar esto.
Hit of Fistech. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
And do not even wish to comment.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it. Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
It was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Claramente. Obviamente se lo merecía, como siempre. A ver, ya no porque ya hay otra persona, ¿no? Pero...
Aren't they even? Because they write
Pero
about
es...
him somewhere.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Porque es como si fuera una máscara.
Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Y sigue siendo su gracia. Primero, no le digas a nadie que nos ha visto.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered. a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Claro, pero no me dejas pasar, ¿no? Aunque sea. Sí, vale, te corriste. Menos mal. El olor tiene que estar aquí, es esta puerta. ¿Muerta? No, sí, muerta. Ostras.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana. At once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Vale, lo que tú digas. Tengo que buscar pistas y todo. Primero saquear. Jeje.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
Claramente. Y cerrado.
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong too. It's his.
Joder, es extremadamente fuerte. Si tuvo que hacer esto.
Must have climbed this ladder.
Ah, sí que subió. Por favor, déjame esto.
Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil.
Cerrado. Ok. Oh, huellas.
Footprints made by soiled boots.
Claro, las huellas de esto. Tiene sentido, tiene bastante sentido. Subió por aquí. Me metí dentro de la cabeza del brujo.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert.
Perfecto. Vamos a cambiarnos de ropa ya. No, ¿no puedo hacer eso?
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor. Bloodstains.
Mucha sangre, ¿por qué?
Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Locks busted. Picked open, probably.
Claramente es lo que acabo de agarrar. Primero aquí, a ver qué tal.
Sconce is bent. Smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it?
Ah, no tengo nada, claro.
Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
Qué misterioso todo esto, ¿eh? Me encanta esta parte en la que tengo que investigar las cosas porque está claramente detrás de esa puerta, pero yo sigo investigando todo esto.
Knife, richly ornamented, used during the fight probably. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. but I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
Vale. A ver, tengo una joya que realmente creo que vale mucho. Así que puedo venderla o algo.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
A ver, más obvio no podía ser, ¿no?
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Vale. ¿De qué hablarán? No sé, pero... A ver si lo escuchamos, a ver si nuestro oído de brujo lo escucha.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Sonreal and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether.
¿Me vas a decir qué es o qué?
My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers.
Oh.
She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong
Otra vez, esto me persigue.
Could also be because
Desde
they
el
were
primer
treated
juego,
like
el primer juego
lepers
tenía
from
que...
birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain.
En el primer juego matamos a... Matamos no. Teníamos que salvar a la hija de...
I recall one such situation.
El tipo del rey ese.
Persuaded Cedric the Coolbert that she could see the future in her
De Foltres, es verdad.
We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me.
En el segundo no recuerdo nada. Y en el tercero claramente esto otra vez.
She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
A ver, lo haré.
I'll find her
Pero...
if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her, sister to sister.
Pero no sé.
Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
We are lending our combined resources to the witch's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Sí, así es.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster? knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed.
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends.
Elegí la opción correcta, perfecto.
If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
Eso es
If
cierto.
possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trait for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Perfecto.
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Es verdad, es súper excepcional.
Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm. Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Adiós.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
Sí. ¿Ahora qué?
You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's
Tiene
his?
sentido.
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix's mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
Vale, lo que sea. Pensé que estaría solo, pero no. Tengo que llevar a más gente conmigo. Puerta de Mentina. Harán entrada de personaje añadida. Siana. Perfecto. Ahora puedo equiparme con todo lo que tenía antes. Traga, 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 traga. Traga, traga, traga. Perfecto. Ahora puedo ir a casita otra vez. Este lugar va a estar más cerca. Justo aquí. Por aquí atrás. Era personaje añadido Ariana. Nivel 54. Buenísimo. ¿Por qué acaso diréis? Perfecto. Tengo una estatua. No sé si lo recordáis. Tengo una estatua que he conseguido. O algo así. Y lo voy a colocar. Solamente eso. Y 500 de experiencia. Es que las misiones principales me dan una experiencia increíble. El hombre de Sintra. La tumba del castillo. Son varias misiones interesantes. A ver, lobo salvaje, interesante. Derrota con los con puñetazos, puñetazos, puñetazos. Un reto caballeresco. Habla con... Vamos a hacer esta misión. La siguiente vez. Vamos a poner la estantería acá. Vamos a poner esta acá. Perfecto. El trofeo acá arriba, a ver qué tal. Interesante, pero acá abajo creo que quedaría mejor. Palanca de oro. Vale. ¿Tengo algo en el inventario que quisiera destruir o algo así? No. Ok. ¿Por qué tengo tanto peso? Ahora tengo 1 de peso más. ¿Será por todas las cosas que... A ver. Tengo 5 de estos. Tal vez debería... tirar. Primero, una torcha tiene que ir acá. Y... acá tiene que ir otra cosa. Yo tengo las 2 bombas ahí. Esos deben ser los bolsillos. Esto tiene peso interesante y no me deja tirarlo. Sí, estadísticas, no me deja tirarlo. ¿Esto puedo ponerlo acá? Interesantísimo, y tengo una máscara ahora. Reloj, otra máscara aquí, interesante. Pescado. Vale, no puedo tirar nada de esto. Esto podría. O basura, básicamente. Oh, un mutágeno rojo. No sé qué hacer, no sé qué hacer. Necesito tirar algunos de estos. ¿Vamos a equipar? Ahora, tirar. Tirar 5. Cambio con uno solo. Vale, eso es lo que me está haciendo peso. Ok. Y ya estaría, diría yo. 173 de peso, es demasiado. A ver el cuarto de invitados. Vale, claramente no está aquí. Puede ser, pero no lo está. Está en la cocina, ¿verdad? Sí, está aquí.
I thank you for letting me stay. I cannot remember when last I was this happy.
Todo esto ya se lo pregunté, así que cuídate.
Take care, Witcher. And remember, You always have warm food awaiting your return.
No lo sé, compañero. Y aquí, ¿qué me dice usted?
How might I be of service, sir?
Nada, 3.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
¡Tarán! Tengo algo acá. ¿Qué es esto? 5 antorchas, claro, las tiré acá, soy tonto también. Las tengo que tirar más lejos, claro. Si no, tengo que tirar donde tiro todo. Este va a ser el lugar de tiramiento. ¿Que nunca voy a pasar por acá? ¿Acá no tengo tirado todo? ¿Esto acá? ¿No era donde tiraba todas las cosas yo? Bueno, lo que sea. Tiremos las antorchas. Esto acá, tira 5. Una me la quedo. Perfecto. A ver, voy a agarrar todo. Perfecto. Para todas las platas que siempre necesito y nunca encuentro. Interesantísimo. Qué buen lugar este. Probablemente en el siguiente juego se queme esta ciudad. Tiene una buena explicación. Ese lugar de aquí es para... La peleé. Tengo el vino solamente. No brilla nada. Puedo saquearme a mí mismo por alguna razón. Si quisiera, podría saquearme a mí mismo. Interesante. Por acá no hay nada. Por acá salgo. De este lado no hay nada. Saquear. Interesante. Vale. El tipo le dijo, encontré algo acá, no sé qué, bla, 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 y claro. Y ahora le puso una puerta, como debe ser. Le puso una puerta y arregló ese sitio. Tiene un sombrero y un guante, me parece increíble. Me parece increíble. Ya tengo una estatua. ¡Tarán! Este tipo, raro. Bueno, pues nos veremos en la siguiente ocasión. Muchas gracias por estar aquí y adiós.